students, and welcome to a unit on case study design. In this module, we will learn the difference between well-structured and ill-structured problems and how to pick one that suits our group's needs for our first assignment. Generally speaking, an ill-structured problem is what we commonly encounter in our lives. That is, when we do not always have the solutions or answers, and when there is no one right answer to think about the problem. In this sense, ill-structured problems serve to illustrate the complexity of life and all variables that interplay in that complexity. Well-structured problems, on the other hand, are intentionally designed to mimic ill-structured problems, however, with the intent of helping students see the patterns clearly and helping them find the right answer quickly. In the design of your case study, it is up to you whether you want to choose an ill-defined problem or a well-defined problem. In this module, we will look at the definitions of both so that your group can make an informed decision about which way to go. In this module, we will look at attributes of problems in general, the theoretical underpinnings of well and ill-structured problems, as well as characteristics of them. That should provide you with some foundational knowledge for your group to make a decision on your first assignment. Also, as we proceed, you will hear the word constructivism used a lot, as that is the pedagogical basis of a lot of these theories. According to Wikipedia, constructivism is defined as, quote, a theory that deals with the way people create meaning of the world through a series of individual constructs, unquote. Pertinent to our assignment and group work is the theory of social constructivism, which Wikipedia defines as, quote, social constructivism or socioculturalism encourages the learner to arrive at his or her own version of the truth, influenced by his or her background, culture, or embedded worldview, unquote. As we discuss the slide contents in more detail, please keep in mind this explanation for the theory, as it will help you to understand and have an appreciation for our course and other courses in the Bachelor of Arts in Adult Education and Digital Technology more. Analysis questions. As we get ready to explore this module in depth, I want you to reflect on what you think the term authentic problem could mean. What do you think is the difference between a well-structured problem and an ill-structured problem? When do you think each type would be useful or not? What do you think are some characteristics of well-defined problems? And what do you think are some characteristics of ill-defined ones too? Think loudly in this tutorial and make a chart of similarities and differences between well-defined and ill-defined problems. Do you have common characteristics for both, or do you have distinctive characteristics for both? You will see in this module a lean towards the distinctive properties of each of the types of problems. As you learn this, I want you to reflect on how this will affect the planning and design of your own technology projects. Attributes of problems. A problem is defined as, quote, an unknown that results from any situation in which a person seeks to fulfill a need or accomplish a goal. What do you think this means? Interestingly, when looking for a dictionary definition of the word problem, the online free dictionary defines it as, quote, a question to be considered, solved, or answered. I would like you to contemplate this definition, as do all problems require an answer? Is there always one correct answer to a problem, or are there multiple pathways to solving problems? Think of problems you have solved or been through in the past. It could be a math problem, a clinical problem, or a personal problem. Was there always one correct answer, or were the lines blurry and gray? If you understand this concept, you will understand the next slide, which talks about the difference between well-defined problems and ill-structured problems. Theoretical models of well and ill-structured problems. Generally speaking, the model for solving well-structured problems is based on information processing theories of learning. Information processing theories, according to Wikipedia, is defined as, quote, according to the standard information processing model for mental development, the mind's machinery includes attention mechanisms for bringing information in, working memory for actively manipulating information, and long-term memory for passively holding information so that it could be used in the future, unquote. In this sense, information processing theory is compared to a computer where Wikipedia describes it as, quote, "Within this model, information is taken in, or input. Information is encoded to give meaning and compared with stored information. If a person is working on a task, this is where the working memory is enacted. An example of that for a computer is the CPU, Central Processing Unit. In both cases, information is encoded, given meaning, and combined with previously stored information to enact the task. The latter step is where the information is stored, where it can later be retrieved when needed. For computers, this would be akin to saving information on a hard drive, where you would then upload the saved data when working on a future task, using your working memory as in step 2, unquote. In contrast, the model for solving ill-structured problems relies on an emergent theory of constructivist or situated cognition approaches to learning, unquote. In this course, you will hear the word constructivism used a lot. As previously mentioned, constructivism, according to Wikipedia, is defined as a theory, quote, "a theory that deals with the way people create meaning of the world through a series of individual constructs. Constructs are the different types of filters we choose to place over our realities to change our reality from chaos to order." Von Glaserfield describes constructivism as, quote, "a theory of knowledge with roots in philosophy, psychology, and cybernetics." Simply stated, it is the learning process which allows a student to experience an environment firsthand, thereby giving the student reliable, trustworthy knowledge. The student is required to act upon the environment to both acquire and test new knowledge, unquote. Well-structured problems. Well-structured problems are commonly found in school textbooks where the well-structured nature of the problem leads to the correct answer, or what Jonathan, 1997, refers to as, quote, "a finite number of concepts, rules, and principles being studied to a constrained problem situation," unquote. As previously discussed, this type of problem assumes a right answer to each and every problem and gives the impression that all problems have one right, correct answer and one path. In reality, however, problems are complex and messy and have multiple paths to multiple perspectives. Ill-structured problems. Thus, ill-structured problems are typically situated in and emergent from a specific context. According to Chai and Glaser, 1985, ill-structured problems have, quote, "problem descriptions which are not clear or well-defined," unquote. These messy and complex problems are more representative of the nature of problems we experience in everyday practice. They are, quote, "typically emergent dilemmas," unquote. Characteristics of well-structured problems. In now understanding the main difference between well-defined and ill-structured problems, we will now explore in greater depth the differences between the two by analyzing the characteristics of each. According to Jonathan, 1997, these problems include A. Present all elements of one problem. B. Present the problem leading to a probable solution. C. Present variables of the problem which is organized in a predictive and prescriptive arrangement. D. Possess correct and convergent answers. E. Present knowable, comprehensible solutions that is known or probabilistic. And F. Where preferred, prescribed solution process is presented. Characteristics of ill-structured problems. Jonathan, 1997, argues that ill-structured problems are characterized as having A. Problem elements that are unknown or not known with any degree of confidence. B. Have vaguely defined or unclear goals. C. Possess multiple solutions, solution paths, or no solutions at all, and have a consensual agreement on the appropriate solution. This is typically characteristic of medical or clinical problems. D. Possess multiple criteria for evaluating solutions. E. Have no prototypical cases because case elements are different. F. Present uncertainty. G. Require learners to express personal opinions or beliefs about the problem. And H. Require learners to make judgments about the problem and defend them. Synthesis questions. As we end off this module, I would like you to reflect on the contents of this module and how it will affect your design decisions and choices you as a group make. Thus, in your group, do you plan on using ill-structured problems or a well-structured problem in the design of your case study proposal? If you're planning on using a well-structured problem, how do you plan on addressing the limitations of well-structured problem? If using ill-structured problem, how do you plan on addressing the complexities of designing an ill-structured problem? Remember, you can choose whatever type of problem you wish. I just want you to be mindful of the implications to your storyboard and your technical output. These days, instructional designers are leaning towards constructivist pedagogies that is more representative of real life. However, the well-defined problem makes clear and easy learning objects that are fun, interactive, and enjoyable by the learner. Thus, the decision is up to you. Please think carefully through the two models presented and make a group decision that best reflects your educational philosophies and beliefs. Thank you.